Well, hello there. It's Wednesday, and it's time that we talk about marketing and bringing customers in with the marketing tools that we learned about last week. If you'll notice, it's a lighthouse behind me back here, and that is to symbolize that all the marketing tools that we have talked about in the past, now it is time to put them to work, hook a battery up to them, and start sending out the light just like a lighthouse does. If we want for customers to find us, and that's our goal, how do you find customers? The way you do it is you help them find you. And no matter how many tools you have or how smart you are about your campaigns, you got to get it out there where people can find you and appreciate what you're trying to do. That is why it's so important that you have a good understanding of how to make it work for you. So let's do a little screen sharing now. How do you find those customers? You help them find you. That's all there is to it. I'm Steve Carver, talking to you from my home office in Dunn. This is my presentation number 1072, September 27, 2023, and it's a pleasure to be with you guys. We are going to share some great information again tonight. I need to tell you, I'm not a lawyer or a tax accountant. I'm just a fellow that's been in business a long, long time, done a lot of business with a lot of customers all over the United States. And I'm going to tell you the best advice I can always give you is try always to get a second opinion when you're dealing with something that may be affecting your security or your well-being. And a really good place to get second opinions that you can trust and that are confidential or at your small business centers throughout the state. We're being sponsored tonight by the Small Business Center at James Front Community College in Kenansville. And the director there is Joey Wynn, who is a really energetic, brand new director, reaching out for a lot of folks to try to bring in a lot of good information from you. And I was honored tonight with Joey to give me a call and say she's going to let me serve her next year with a similar series to what we're doing. It'll be in April next year, so I'll look forward to seeing Joy and Tanya and all the folks affiliated with that Small Business Center as we go. If you haven't been in touch with the 1 Year You, let me encourage you to do that. And if you need help finding out where and who they are, I'll be glad to do that as well. Just let me know. 6 study guides, hopefully you went out to you. One is 1022, our talking points to tonight, the drill skills, SEO, which we're going to talk about tonight, doing business ads, your homework encouragement, and also talking about pricing. All of those are really good. Please try to spend a little time with them and save them on your computer in your business journal file, because one day you'll want to go back to them and see what's going on. All of you that are present here now have seen your homework assignments, working on them. It looks like that Annette is still considering what direction she's going to go into, and that's just fine, Annette. You work this thing at your pace, and any way we can help you with the next step, you just let me know. My job is to be assertive, and I'm taking great pleasure tonight and kind of looking back a year ago tonight. Denise Rentz over in Clinton had spent almost a year refurbishing an old house, an old house that her and her family had purchased right in the middle of downtown Clinton, only a block away from the courthouse, to offer as a new business, a public venue for special events. And a year ago, I was able to go to her grand opening. She had been a member of the academy here and went through our classes. But a year ago, I went to her grand opening, and it was just really, really wonderful. Actually, it was in February, and had a good crowd there. Isn't that a beautiful place? You should have seen it before, but they have totally made it look brand new, and they're now opening it up, offering it as a event venue for people in Sampson County and beyond. I was just so happy to do it. At their grand opening, had a huge crowd, and I just had it fixed up so nice with refreshments Everyone was so happy for them. And now every week, this new business is bringing on new stuff. How does she do it? She's doing a great job on social media with her marketing and advertising. She may be doing it in other places besides Facebook, but every week we'll see someone new that's got an event there, and she lets us know about it. Another member of the Academy that came on board with us last year is Vanessa over in Spruce Pines. Her business is selling these challenge coins that a lot of police departments and military units use as souvenirs and keepsakes or awards and such as that. And Vanessa's business had been in place about 5 years, but she told me until last year, after she started putting to work the things we're going to talk about tonight, her business was just soft and it didn't go anywhere, very little to it. And she was private and really didn't feel comfortable about putting her photo out there or making a video. Just a lot of us are private people like that, and I understand that. But once she did those videos, and we helped her enhance them and such as that, and showed her how to get it out there for things to do, Vanessa has told me a number of times since then that her business has just skyrocketed and just really grown this past year to a point that she never thought it would be. And last week, Norm and I were on the way back from Raleigh at a doctor's appointment, and Vanessa talked on the telephone to her. She was leaving a meeting down at the coast that she had been to, and she called me up to tell me that she had been to a meeting and had just gotten the largest order that she had ever gotten, and she was so happy about it. And she knew that part of the reason that she was having the opportunity was her marketing campaign that she had started as a result of her classes, just like we're doing here with the Academy. So good luck, Vanessa. She told me she thought the business was going to grow so much this fall, she was going to need to hire an employee to help her. And so we're just really happy for any entrepreneur that puts their heart and soul in their business and can see it go forward. Well, we got another one right here with us tonight, and that's Pamela. Pam, so glad to have you right here down from Rose Hill. And this past week, she decided to get with the plan and start promoting her little business operation. It's going to be called P&P Farms, and that garden looks so good there. Looks like some beautiful tomato plants and peppers. I can see those bell peppers hanging. That's a good-looking garden you got, and animal pens back in the back. Pamela came forward with her mission statement, her vision statement, and listen, these are simple sentences, but they got the message is there, and that's the main message I want you to put in there. You can also add, remember the Raven fan customer statements. They're really good to add in your statements as well. But Pam, this is really great, and thank you for your efforts. Love the check-ins. The photos are real. They bring it alive. And when you start putting these on your Facebook and website pages and Google My Business, it'll get people's attention. Got some chicks there. Looks like you got some quail in addition to chickens in these pictures. There's another picture there of them. Tell us, Pam, since you're online, how about turning your mic on? Is this chickens or is it quail or something different?
They are chickens. I have one Americana rooster that I rescued. He was headed for the pot, but I rescued him.
All right.
Okay. He's in with my Rhode Island's Reds. So those are products of the Americanas with the Rhode Island Reds.
All right, thank you so much. Now, there's a new slogan, a rescued Rhode Island Red Rooster. There's a lot of R's in that, so we can go from there. Thank you so much, Pamela. And this is the kind of humanism that people would love. I'd love to see you have a video introducing these little biddies, holding them up and talking about them, using terms like that. That really will turn on people wanting to have a relationship with your business. And then here's some more biddies that we're getting raised up here. And a great picture of the garden. This is first class, 100% what I'm asking y'all to do. is to become human beings to the world, and folks will love to do business with you instead of doing business with a web page or something like that. So also Pamela came forward with her menu, offering everything from vegetables, fruits, meats, and eggs. And now, after talking to her tonight, we also finding out that she makes jams and jellies and probably some other things to put on that menu. So maybe see that improved menu as soon as you can. Also, we got some cups here. We go down there and see Pam. We might even buy one of her mugs. That's some pretty good looking stuff there. Thanks again. Good work. Valerie is back in business now. She is moving forward with some new marketing work, and I think it's going to go really well for her. She sent me one of her business cards, and I want to see a business card from every single one of you. Now, let me have them. So thank you, Valerie, for your new business card. I like it, and I like your logo there, Writing in Style. That is first class, and it's a good thing to have. Sarita's active. She's been sick lately with a sore shoulder, but I think she's back in gear, and she's doing virtual work for folks in the Clinton area. Max came by a week or two ago. I hadn't heard back from her, but hopefully we will. But I'll still put her name up here as well as Canada. Sent her a note today. Hopefully she'll get back involved. And if you don't get involved, I'll just slip your name right off this list here. But hey, man, let me tell you, LaToya in Clinton decided to get in gear this week. It is so refreshing when the students kind of get it and want to go for it. So thank you, LaToya. She kicked it in gear. She has come up with a slogan, self-care, aware, and healing. Good imaging there, good imaging here. She's come forward with a statement about us. She actually did a brochure kind of thing that included her vision and statements and her core values, starting to write them down. Let me tell you, I like the way you said yes and no there. That's good. And if you add in the Raven Fan customer brain seed slogans, it'll go a long way helping customers stay with you. Hadn't heard back from Sue, but maybe she'll be back in touch. But Darcy has been a regular visitor with us. She is moving her florist or floral business forward on a steady pace, and we're so happy for her and looking forward to watching that grow. As Janae at White Lake is excited now about moving her two businesses forward, one being wedding planning and the other being a cleaning service. So looking forward to seeing more from Janae. Now let's take just a minute to talk about Jeff Smith, who's been with us on our Tuesday night programs. Jeff is an entrepreneur who lives over in Bladen County, Dublin and White Lake, and he's a really good entrepreneur. But he's recently acquired a campground at White Lake where Norma and I have a little camper. That's how I got to know him. But I've been watching Jeff do his marketing campaign for his new campground and learning by the way. So let me share a little bit about what Jeff is doing, and you may get some ideas for you. First of all, he's using some really great photos of the campground, and it is a special place because it's more private than the rest of them. So we love to sit right here on this bench. So this is like old home week for me. But the campground is really nice. It's right on the lake, of course, and you can go right down to it. Nice long pier or shaded areas. Really good. A beautiful pool. Might as well be at Key West, right? It's all there for you. Jeff has got his map at his website. All these are photos from his website. He's got his map on his website telling you how to get there. He shows out the layout of the campground. Most of these are full. Norma and I's place is right here where the cursor is. We're right down next to the pavilion and the lake, and just really love it there. So, but if someone wants to rent a space, they can click the space they want to rent and see if it's available through the website. Also at this location, and I want to mention it to you, there's a mansion house, a huge two-story house, and they rent the bottom story to people that's coming in that want to hold venue events like weddings or retreats, business retreats or conferences, large family reunions or holiday specials. Very reasonable rates, very beautiful place right there in Bladen County. So I'll mention that to you. My family just rented it for a time or two. Okay, over to Magnolia. Tisha is with us on a regular basis. She's not here yet, but I'm sure she will be later tonight. Thank you. She's doing her alterations business and working at it real hard and getting along well. Casey will probably be with us a little bit later and can move forward her business, which is Featherbee Apothecary, a very, very neat business that I'm so happy to learn more about. Let's see here, we've got a microphone we need to mute and go forward with that. But she now has gotten active this week and showing us some pictures of her pop-up tent where she goes around to different events and offers her wares for sale. She's a nurse, a many years nurse, knows what she's doing, but she's very interested in healthy remedies for problems that people have that come from organic sources, herbs and plants and such as that, and makes her own. So very helpful products, and she's learning how to market and sell those more effectively, and I'm sure we're going to help her do it. There's our friend Annette, who's just planning and eating beef stroganoff. So glad to have you on board tonight, Annette. And we're looking forward to you settling down, and we'll help you get your new business started. Charlotte's been with us on a regular basis. She's a poet, songwriter, and a full-time nurse. And Cheryl is becoming very active from Elizabethtown. She indeed does art colors. She does some light manufacturing at home. Mainly, she's a website design and management person, so if any of y'all need that kind of help, we can have people to refer to you. And of course, Dr. Sabrina is with us tonight. Thank you, my darling. I hope you're feeling better and get better through this program. We're going to try to give you some warm, friendly, feel-good messaging, and we want your new business to go forward and do real well, too. So keep us posted on the progress you're making, and you certainly have helped us with all the information that you shared with us. Brand new, we're going to talk about Elizabeth Sanchez over in Clinton. Not only is she one of the assistants at the Small Business Center over in Clinton, but she's also a young and very active and moving forward in her business, doing a great job with her photography business, and we certainly want to wish her well as well as all the other entrepreneurs. But she's taken a lot of images, and she is close enough to all of you that if you need photography support, we want to try to keep it as close by with people that are members of the Academy. So thank you, Elizabeth, for what you're doing, and keep up the great work. Now, why do I do all this? Why do I dig deep? I want you to know that if people are going to find you, you got to be that lighthouse like's behind me back here. You need to figure out how to get your message out so that your potential customers can find you, come see you, take your money out of their pocket and do some business. It's so important that you know to do it. And one of the very most important first steps, and Dr. Sabrina is so good at this, is doing those videos and introducing yourself. Introducing yourself and tell about what you're trying to achieve in your business, and become a person to them. Become a someone that they'll feel good about talking to, calling up on the phone, or being trustworthy. So let me encourage y'all to do that and get these videos out here. You don't have to be a movie star for it to be effective. You just have to be a human being and come across being open and willing to help folks and showing that interest. We are fortunate right now. Our sponsor has just joined us. And let me say hello to Joy over in Kenansville. Thank you so much for joining on. If you have a microphone, would you like to welcome our guest? Well, she may not have audio. So, Joey, anytime you want to join us, let me know. We'd like to hear from you if you have a message for us. So back to the slides. Let me have these videos, guys. Now, I am committed to try to motivate you to move forward. So please let us have them as you go, okay? Motivate. My job is motivation. Your job is to find the endurance to stay in the game. Staying in the game, and thank goodness that y'all are here tonight, because that's a good indicator that you're staying in the game. And only those that keep pushing and take it serious will indeed make it. Now, I want to share with you something that is so important. that you're not going to find this hardly anywhere else, but I've learned it with my business, and I know it to be true. People out buying stuff in today's world are buying two types of things. One, they're buying something that they want. Haven't got to have it, but they want it, so we'll buy it, right? Or they're out buying things that they really need. I mean, I'm going to buy this in good times and bad times because me or my family or my business really needs this item or this service. And what the message I want to sink into to you fellas is that your business needs to offer marketable profit centers of things that people really need as well as things that they want. Why is that? Well, to have things that people really need automatically means you'll have regular, repeat business in good times and bad times. Because the things that people need, they're going to buy it. Whether the economy is wide open or whether they got a job or not, they will be buying things they got to have. And indeed, if you're the person that's supplying them, like Pam, eggs, chickens, jam, vegetables at a reasonable price, they need that, and they will come and get it. They'll buy it, and Pam will have a regular ongoing business. But there's also things that people want. And usually with things that people want, you can make a little bit more money on it. There's more profit margins in impulse items. Things that people hadn't got to have. They'll pay extra money to get the name brand they want. They'll pay extra money to get the flavor they want in a milkshake. They'll pay extra money to get the nice new features on a new car. Things that people want have more profit potential for you. Things that people need have more continuous business potential for you, but probably at a lower margin. Because these things that people need and are buying every day, they're going to shop hard for it, so you don't have to find things that you can get some good prices on. So please take this little tidbit, put it in your mix when you're thinking about what you're doing in your business, and it will make a huge difference for you, especially when we're talking about how to connect items for upsells. Remember that conversation about the upsells? That's so important for us. Now, let's talk about the 40 drill skills. As you know, we talk about them each time, and we will up to next week, then we'll have them covered, I think. But you've got the 40 drill skills in your handouts. They all have, most of them have videos attached to them that you can see, dig deep into them. But tonight we're going to pick up, as we're in week 4, halfway through our regular series now, we're going to pick up on number 25. When closing a sale, you need to send and read what? When closing a sale, you need to send and read what? Nonverbal communications. Nonverbal communications are going to teach us that if we are tuned in to our customer, we will get as much information from what they don't say as what they do say. We just need to learn to listen with our eyes and read between the lines. So keep that in mind. It's going to be so important, and we'll talk about that later, and I think in week 6. Number 26, who motivates others? The answer is it is the assertive person. Someone needs to be assertive before anyone else is motivated. And you may be saying to yourself, well, Steve-O, I'm just not a very much assertive person. But I bet Dr. Sabrine will probably agree from her experiences in helping motivate people. Someone needs to encourage others to do what they haven't done in the past. And if you're going to own your own business, Annette and Pam and Tisha and Joy, if you don't own your own business, then let me tell you, it's up to you to be assertive enough to motivate those customers to be your customers, to motivate your employees to do what needs to be done, to motivate yourself sometimes when you're feeling kind of down or low, and you just know that to be successful entrepreneur, you got to show a lot of energy. So we just have to find the endurance to motivate ourselves sometimes. So the assertive person is a big plus in entrepreneurship. Which one of these things is good? Is it tax avoidance or tax evasion? One of them's good. And in week 7, we're going to show you the differences. I'm going to tell you now. Tax avoidance is a good thing, and entrepreneurs, especially startup entrepreneurs, know how to avoid paying as many taxes as they can as long as you do it legally. Tax evasion is lying, cheating, stealing, arranging things so you can cheat the government from tax money, and that is against the law, and tax evasion is a very bad thing. But having your mind down, a lot of speakers, a lot of presenters wouldn't even touch this subject. I want to tell you that if you're going to stay in business as a new entrepreneur, you need to understand how you can do certain things to avoid taxes totally legal, such as when to buy, when to rent, or when to lease, whether or not you'd be better off to buy or lease now, whether or not that you want to set your payments up for 36 months or 48 months. Taxes creep into every issue of profitability because that's where it's based from. So in week 7, we're going to dig deep into tax avoidance, and I'll share with you some things that'll really help you. You know, number 28 here, it's really not how many times you get knocked down that counts, and you're going to get knocked down a lot in business. People will tell you no 8 times before they tell you yes on number 9. People will say no 10 times before they give you an order on number 11. So we have to know that that's coming and not become real disappointed because we're getting knocked down or people are saying no to us. No, I'm not ready to buy now. No this, no that. But it's not important how many times you get knocked down. What counts is how many times you get back up and are ready to go again. Yes, we're not going to let that stumble keep us from going on down the road. There's going to be a lot of bumps in the road, and we got to keep up, keep going, and keep rolling. You notice I'm always talking about connecting the dots and rolling, like we talked about last week. You have to be determined to win this race, and you win this race of entrepreneurship by staying in the race, staying with it. Will your legacy label you as a person that was a taker or a giver? A taker or a giver? Now, it's up to you to answer the question with your thoughts and your deeds. I'm really hoping that you're going to become a giver, and you probably already are, but there's a big difference, and there's not much in between. So the decisions you make as a human being, as a Christian in this world, as any other religion, how you treat other people and what you're out for, what your goals are. And if you think about it, if I want to be remembered as a person that did more giving than I did taking, I kind of like the feel of that. And you can apply it in your entrepreneurship, the way you run and manage your business. Number 30, when you're being the best person you can be, you're helping others, but you need to let your light, your candle light shine. Just like the old lighthouse back here behind me, let that candle light shine. Always remember, is it shining or do I have my flashlight, my lighthouse cut off? Got to keep it on if your business is going to keep bringing people. Last week, I told you all about that magic marketing moment. Do you remember that? That's when after you make a sale or you create a relationship with a customer, you're able to remind them that you want them to be 100% satisfied. And you're able to remind them that you care about them. And that's when you're able to ask, tell me what you're thinking about buying down the road, or when will you be in for your next order? Can I set up another appointment with you? Or do you know someone that's getting ready to buy something I sell? Or how about telling me a product that you wish I had that I don't have? That's the magic marketing moment. And you have to talk to your customer and ask those questions, because that's what's going to make your Golden Goose marketing campaign work and tell you what's next. Because this information, when you feed it into your plan, you're going to be able to know how to stay in business for the next month, and year, or 10 years. Adding videos to web pages is the most productive step you can make to your web pages to make them start generating sales and profits for you. If you can have all the web pages you want, but if you're not including videos on them, then let me tell you, you're missing the boat. It's so important. And I sent you links to Dr. Sabrine's website and her YouTube channel. I really want to encourage you to go see what she can do. She's with us tonight, and I'm so thankful for that. She's a pro. We can learn so much from her. So know that you want videos included on your web pages. All right, that's enough for the drill skills. Now, let's get really serious. Let's get really serious, because we need to know how to find customers. I told you that, there was 3 rules last week. Keep fresh bait in the water. Keep fresh bait in the water. But it's also really true that keeping fresh bait in the water, you got to know how to do that. You got to know the secrets of it. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Now, I sent you one of the emails that I sent to you was a sample email that I use. Actually, it was an email that went out to a customer. And on that email, I showed you how to use different marketing tools in the email. And so I want you to think about that, the different things that you can do to help your customers begin to identify and start doing business with you. Using the DBAs we're going to talk about tonight, adding photos, personalizing your email and your text messages with things like good morning, happy Wednesday, thanks for the note. Just don't start out doing business with your very first sentence. Take the extra minute to be a human being. Take the extra minute to be a person who cares about the person you send in the message to. That automatically, the person may say, well, this is taking up more time, I got to read this. But while they're doing that, they're saying, but I'm dealing with a person instead of just a piece of paper on this computer or an image on this computer. Personalize your messaging. Tell stories, use colors and humor to be a person. Put product videos. Remember the look and the hook. What is the hook? A call to action. So as you're sending messages and talking with folks, realize that you need to motivate them to do business now with your call to actions, the hook. Raving fan customers always be saying, I'm going to be 100% here for you to see that you're 100% satisfied. And then use all the common denominators that you have. People will do more business with you and call you back and stay in touch when you have a common denominator, common likeness with them, common ground that y'all share. It's a basis for a relationship, and our businesses are based on relationships. I sent you a sample of some product videos where you put your face in there. Now look at these ugly faces on these videos. I know that I am one ugly scoundrel, but I also know that people don't mind it so much because they've got good looking equipment and they like the fact that I'm there talking, and when they call me up on the phone, 30% of the phone calls that I got coming in from a first-time caller start out saying, I've been seeing you on the video, Steve. Are you the one that's in the video? And I say, yes, and the common denominator is there because there's already a feeling that we have a relationship started. It is so, so amazing. So in your videos, when you do your basic ones, you can insert videos. You can put your message in there, your voiceovers, text scrolling and logos and a lot of information. So it becomes more than just a movie. It becomes an advertisement when you enhance your videos, and we can do it for you. We can show you how, we being me and some of our associates that have worked with me, And to show you some samples, I won't charge you a penny. I'll pay for their service just to show you how effective they can be done. They're helping me all the time, and I want them to help you. How do you find customers? You help them find you. In other words, I want your marketing campaign, your Golden Goose marketing campaign and business energy to work like a magnet that actually brings the customers on into you, brings them into you, so that you don't have to go out and grab every one of them one by one. You want them to bring you into them every time you can. So that's the objective here in our tonight's presentation. And we're going to do that by not wasting our money, but using our advertising dollars, marketing dollars, to target certain customer groups. We're going to use our advertising dollars to target certain customer groups. Very, very important that we do it. Joey, are you with us? Did you want to say something?
I'm here. No, I apologize. I'm driving, so yeah, I had another call come in, but I'm here with you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you for letting us do this, and let us know if you have any more information you want to share. Drive safe.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So we're going to use certain groups and target them. We're going to call those the low-hanging fruit. The low-hanging fruit. That's people we can reach easily. We know who they are. We know how to get in touch with them, and we're going to target them. You see the three arrows in the target? 3 arrows in the target, not arrows, but arrows. One's going to represent the method that we're going to get in touch with them. One of those arrows is going to represent the media that we're going to use to get in touch with them. And the third arrow represents what kind of guerrilla marketing techniques or secrets or schemes can we use to help us line up with this particular target group of customers. You know, you don't have to do a little homework here for this to be effective, but you know what? This little bit of homework isn't going to cost you any money. Not using this plan is going to cost you a ton of money, and it's going to be wasted, and you cannot recover wasted advertising and marketing money. It is gone. It's just plain gone. So we're going to develop a plan for targeted customer groups. What's the most effective way? The very most effective way that you can use to help them find you, and what is the least costly way that you can use to help them find you? Now, you're not going to find this in a college marketing class or someone that just happens to say, I know marketing. You're going to find this to be true after you've done it yourself, as I have for 60 years. And sometimes the most effective things are the simplest things, because the most effective marketing tool you've got today is your mobile web page coming right through your telephone. When someone types in and ends up at your website, by golly, that mobile web page is so very important if it's effective. If it's just another page on the internet, it's no better than doodly squat. But if it's well designed and powerful enough to get them to call you now or to send you a message now, then you get a head start on the competition. Nothing can compare with the importance of your mobile web page. How do I know that? Because I get calls from all over these United States, because we know how to use that mobile web page, and I'm happy to share it with you as well. When your page comes up, I'd like for it to look something like this. In other words, I'd like some photos there that represent what you're selling, either products or services, but mainly I want a great big button that someone can touch with their finger and your phone rings. Because when you have a chance to talk with that customer and make notes and hear their voice and y'all share and start creating a relationship, you have moved away from internet shopping or surfing to selling and building a relationship. And it all starts with how your mobile page is designed. So I challenge each of you, If you have web pages, if you have a website, what does your mobile page look like and what does it do? Take a screenshot of it and send it to me. Let's talk about it. I'll be glad to give you some pointers. I don't know how to change it, but my webmaster does, so we're going to need someone that knows and understands that technology, but they can fix it right up for you as well. I've got a different web page for my books. I have a website where I sell books at Amazon. Use the same plan there. Got that button right there so someone can call you very easily. Now, number two, what is the second most effective way and least costly, I'll call it the old-fashioned way to help customers find you? What do you think that might be? Number one was your mobile page. Number two, raving fan customers. Raving fan customers will send you business every day because they're alive and well and they're out communicating. And if you keep them well informed with constant promotions about what you've got going on, the sales that you're doing or what's hot, or just the fact, I love you, come and see me, a raving fan customer every day will mention you and help send customers to you. It's incredible. It is a must that you understand how important it is because they will do that. Remember last week I told you about the customer I had in Connecticut, Ron, who sent me a prospect just right out of the blue. I hadn't done business with Ron in 6 years, but we're still have that relationship, and he still remembered and still sending customers my way. Now, it's a long way from Dunn, North Carolina up to Waterford, Connecticut, but he felt like his neighbor would get the best equipment and the best service from old Papo Steve here. That's what you call a raving fan customer, and that's what you want. When someone comes and picks up food from you, Pam, when they buy their product, not only do you want to make them feel good about the food products they're buying, but also feeling good about doing business with you and your family. And then they will tell other folks, you need to go down and see Pam's store. She'd really love to work with you, and got some good tasting stuff right there near Rose Hill. So you got to have that raving fan customer. And after talking with you, Pam, I am sure you're going to make that working good. The third most important way, less costly way to help customers find you is kind of a new fashion way, and it is a way that you can tomorrow have a 5-star internet presence without spending any money. But tomorrow you can start getting business from new customers and advertising your products without spending any real money. Well, what in the world would that be? And that is Googling my business at Google. That's that account that I've been mentioning. And if you're not there, you're missing the boat. You're missing a free boat. Get involved with Google My Business, because there you can have maps to your location. And Pam, that'd be really important for you. I have photos of what you got going on. You can get your stars. Notice up here, they got a 5-star rating right there. And I can help you get those, and our other Academy members will give you some good star ratings as well. Yeah, we don't take it for chance that we're going to get 1 star or something bad. We're going to flood it with good news. And by golly, that's marketing at its best, and that's guerrilla marketing to do that. So Google, your business at Google is so important. Number 4, inexpensive and really effective, having your own YouTube channel will make all the difference in the world for you. You just have to do it. So I've already mentioned it earlier, so let's stop thinking about it and start creating those videos. Send them to me now. Please send them to me. I've got more to do that I can handle except working for you if you will send me that stuff. And I don't get paid an extra $1 for that. I'm just happy to do it for you, because just like Vanessa told us earlier, until she got out of that box and started letting her candle shine with her videos, showing the people that she is a real person and would love to hear from her, her business was stagnant. But the very minute she went online with her videos, it just started mushrooming, and is still doing it today after a full year. Number 5, we need to have as many marketable profit centers as you can manage, and make sure that we're using DBAs with them, doing business ads with them, to help our customer groups find them. We'll dive into this a little later, because the more marketable profit centers that you have in your business, the more DBAs you can use to bring different customer groups to come and see you. We will identify a variety, a diversified group of customers. Each of them, we will call them our niche market groups, and kind of pick out a marketable profit center, a product or a service that this group can identify with. And then what's the next step? We're going to feed our database. Every time we get a chance to add email addresses, we're going to feed our database with new customers to stay in touch with. Now, I'll share with you that I've been around this circuit now for about 15 years, collecting email addresses from all over the place. And if you are serious about getting your database started, and you promise not to sell or give away email addresses to anyone else, I'll be glad to share some email addresses with you of people that have been entrepreneurs, or and they may not have the same address anymore. They may not be buying a thing, but they may be exactly who you need to be in touch with. And if you're out and you're serious about getting your marketing campaign started, show me. Show me that you're making progress, and I'll be glad to share email addresses with you. Number 8, SEO. SEO is the key to sending people to our landing pages. Remember our landing pages like an airplane? Well, we're not landing an airplane here. We're bringing in someone off the internet into your website, and they're going to land on a certain web page because you had named it properly, named it as per one of your market centers, and it happened to be exactly what they had typed in were searching for. Therefore, instead of going all over the internet, they come in and land on your page. And when they land on that landing page, you're going to have it full of look and hook. We're connecting the dots. It's going to look good. It's going to have a good message, and it's not going to be a take it or leave it message. You're going to have good pricing strategy there and incentives for them to buy now. This is just the bread and butter, nuts and bolts, the nail and the hammer of selling on the internet. Is using these factors. And it's kind of like a recipe. Put all these factors into your cake and you got a really productive cake here. So that's why I'm sharing them with you. So one of your handouts just says SEO. And this handout does not need to go in the trash can or go in the file without being looked at. I want you to read this handout about SEO and how to use it and what it means. Because for the rest of your entrepreneurial life, and as long as the internet is out here as a factor, SEO is going to be like the gasoline that makes it go. You can't run your car or your truck without gas in it unless you've got a battery charger, and if that's the case, you've got to charge that battery. You cannot run a marketing campaign successfully and making money on the internet if you don't understand what makes SEO tick, what makes it tick your website, what it does to bring customers to you. You know these lights you plug in that bring insects into the light and it zaps them? Well, SEO is the light that brings customers to your website. Bring it on in, zap, there's a sale. Bring it in, zap, there's another sale. It's SEO, and read that handout. Don't cheat yourself. Don't be tardy on that. The handout is critical to giving you information that I don't have time to talk about tonight, but I'm going to give you some good information about it right now. What is search engine optimization? Well, it's kind of skills or an art form. And it's when you apply these different skills and art form to your web pages, content. Content means the words that are in a web page. The different individual words and statements that are on your web page are the bait that these search engines like Google and Safari and others use when they're trying to decide if they're going to give your page to a shopper or somebody else's. And we want it to be your page. Therefore, the better we are at SEO, the more the search engines are going to be able to find us and move our page above on the list when someone's shopping. And the key is we want to be number one if we can. And you can. There are a few search terms you can use, and old Steve-O here, I think, is on the top 18 postings for one search term. That's pretty effective, and it means that we had done something right, and you can do it too. So your SEO performance will have everything to do with your higher rankings by the search engines, higher positions that you come out on when someone's searching. Let's say that you type in a search term on Google, is one that you are interested in, and you start scrolling down. You go through one page and two pages, and 3 pages later, you find your name or your advertisement. Well, I'm glad you found it, but I am not glad that you had to search 3 pages, because what that means usually is most customers would never find you. They're going to look at the first page, maybe, the first page. And that's where you want to be. And how are you going to get there? Pay attention tonight. SEO is going to make it happen for you. There's 9 factors. There's 9 factors that we can talk about easily, quickly, without spending a year in classes and such as that to come out with, gosh, that's too complicated, I don't understand it, because that's what webmasters are get paid for, to understand. I want you to understand these factors right here. 9 primary factors that affect how effective your website is. 6 are mainly internal things that you and your webmaster can do by the content that you have on your pages. Number 1 thing is the URL. That is the name of the web page. www, this, /that, the name up at the top of a web page. If you're naming a web page the same, using the same words that a
Hey, Steve, we cannot hear you. Steve? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Yeah, there's no sound.
I can hear you.
Okay.
So, Mareem, I do see you up there, and I appreciate you being there. Can you hear me?
Yes, but you're going in and out. Yeah, you're breaking up really bad. Yeah, it's not, it's going in and out.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. You can hear that? Amazing. I have no idea why. Is it clear?
Yes, definitely
Okay.
better. Definitely much better.
This is crazy. I have no idea why it's happening, but I apparently need to buy 2 or 3 more microphones. Well,
It's starting to do the breaking up a little.
really, so that sounds more like it's a network problem than a microphone problem.
Yeah. Like
Still breaking up? Still breaking up?
That's better.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to mosey on through this and we'll see if we can make it happen, okay?
Okay.
All right. So are we screen sharing? Is my screen share working? Probably not. There we go. Okay, thank you for hanging with me, and thanks for letting me know that the phone, this sound, is it going again? The sound going again? Well, it must have to
Breaking
do
up bad again.
with it bad. All right, this is better now? Or about the same? Yucky. All right. Well, I tell you what, I want to give good service here, and I'm so sorry if we had a problem.
Now you're good. Wherever you are, stay right there.
Well, basically, I never stood up. So is it still the same? Is it still the same?
No, now we can hear you.
All right. Now I'm gonna try screen sharing again, see if we can narrow down to what the problem is. And any better now? Still hear me?
Yep.
right, well, you holler if it starts going away, and we'll try to make it better. Thank you all for putting up with this, Pam and Annette, and Sid, good to have you with us. Okay, so we're talking about the 9 factors that help us stay in touch. And I was on a roll, and it's gone again. Something else. So here's what we're going to do. Can you hear me now? 1, 2, 3. Just Skippy. First, I apologize to you all. I just need to break this off. I'll get this fixed up. We're giving the same program tomorrow night and again next Tuesday. Again next Tuesday we'll go again. I'm sorry for inconvenience, but don't need you all to hang around with a sloppy presentation. So let me just say good night and move from there. How about that? All right, okay. Y'all take care. Gotta go. We'll try one more thing. All right, for the all the things that were wrong and quit on is find out what's happening. Thank you so much, and I'll be back in touch. We'll be giving the same program tomorrow night and next Tuesday. So, thank you.